Welcome back to Wanneroo for the coverage of the Women's State Singles Final here in Western Australia. Brought to you by Dynamic Sublimation. And boy, oh boy, do we have a match-up. It's Christina Christic versus Lara Butler. Clive Adams here. Peter Harris rejoins me. Mate, if ever we had a dream singles final, this is it, isn't it?
Certainly, you can go anywhere in Australia and you're not going to get any better than these two on their records. Current championships.
And when you've got Christina looking for her 6th state singles victory since 2016, might I add, and Lara, who is the Australian Open singles champion and reigning player of the tournament at the, I was going to say recent, at the last Australian Open back in June. These two, they're great friends. They both hail from Manning. I think settle in, this is going to be something special.
Should be. And just great conditions. There's a nice, slightly cooling breeze when it comes up, but it's not going to have much effect on how close these two ladies get. Nice start from Christina. They all play all the shots in the book, so there'll be nothing predictable about them at all.
We said earlier it didn't matter which two made it out of the last 4. There was a story attached to it. But what a story, these two, just... So Christina using Henselite XGs. Lara using Drake's Pride Adrenaline. And, yeah, the standard that we've seen from these two players in many events over the years just tell us that this is going to be an absolute beauty. 25 up. Our men's semi-finals are already underway, and the live scoring is available for those matches. As Peter remembers that he's doing it. And now you've got a problem, Peter, because you can't see the scoreboard.
I can't see either of them now.
Plays an absolute cracker there. Nestles off Christina's bowl and settles down for shot.
We'll get up to date in a minute.
So you can follow all the live scores via Bowls Link. You do need to go to each match in the draw and click on the match and it'll show you the scoreboard. The little live tab unfortunately isn't picking up our matches today, so we will just let you know to, as I say, you can keep an eye on those scores. We'll keep you up to date with the scores anyway as best we can. As Chrissy missed on the outside with her attempt there. Now Lara's got every reason to reach here, Pete. She'll want to tuck this jack around the corner and get it to some safety because that's too inviting a target at the moment for Christina. She can get the jack around the corner. She'll make 3 or 4. Stunning day continues. Just a hint of a breeze. Nothing over the top. Nice and warm out there for the players, but again, nothing over the top. Lara's under the line here.
Had the correct weight just to tickle it around the corner.
So it'll be interesting to see Christina's choice of shot here. She can afford to get the jack right to the back for a couple if she wants to attack. She's only got the one bowl in there.
She doesn't want to get her own.
So I get the feeling it might be just reaching weight. Yeah, that's what it is. Solid enough weight to get a result. Is this going to get down to the jack? It's holding just outside. And it'll be 1 to Lara to get the score going in the 2024-25 Women's Singles Final. So Lara scores first. Both of these players have been state singles champions before. Of course, Christina is the reigning state singles champion. Lara, the champion in 2020. And looks to have started with a cracker here. Just needs it to pull up. That's a nice opening bowl. Christina with a decent reply here. Just needs us to get all the way to the jack. It'll do enough for shot. And we are going to see plenty of close bowls in this matchup. Of course, people will remember Lara from the Australian Open singles final, which I had the pleasure of commentating.
Yes, you would have been there.
Again, a cracking match against Kelsey Cottrell. I mean, if you're going to beat anyone for an Australian Open singles title, Kelsey Cottrell's a pretty good one to beat. And of course, world number one at that stage. She'd only been crowned world number one the night before, and absolutely got the job done. And nice effort here from Christina.
From Christina.
People will also remember that watched that final that Lara was pregnant at the time. Well, the baby has arrived, and little boy
here somewhere. Blake is doing great fatherly duties.
Yeah. So Chrissy changing hands to the backhand side. Interesting decision, given the fact Lara is still going to have a shot there to play. Yeah, maybe looking to get past.
Past, turning her own just around the back of the jack, maybe. Although hasn't got the length.
Well, is it plan C? Is it going to land right in the way? Not quite.
Not quite, no. Just made a bit more of a funnel, really.
Lara with a bit of a licence here to reach. Just a couple of feet, nothing more than that, to give it a chance to turn right back to the jack. Perhaps trail for three. These are sorts of shots that they're nice shots to play at the start of a game, Pete, to get the confidence going.
Yeah, it's only going to drop one if she misses, and it's just a good opportunity to see what it's doing.
So it's exactly the weight that we were expecting. Is out in a whitish line. Not going to get down from there. Perhaps had a little bit more weight than we thought.
Yeah, it's just getting back to the line now, so it's always going to be a bit wide, I think.
The men's semi-finals, they are going on as we speak. Tyrone Alberti is taking on Ben Leggett. Tyrone leading that one 6-3 at the moment. And the other matchup is Connor Biddle versus Russell Bates. And that one is 4-2 at the moment in favour of Russell.
Yes, in favour of Russell.
They have confused us slightly with the colours allocated to that one, but
yes,
we'll keep an eye on that. So 2 shots it is to Christina, and both players now on the board in this matchup. 2 shots to 1 in favour of Chrissy. Peter, when you look at the records in singles play, and you know Christina with a chance to be a 6-time champion, your mind boggles at how long it might take for someone to come up and beat that record. It could be hundreds of years. I mean, like for someone to win that many state singles, and Chrissy's not finished.
Chrissy's not potentially not finished. No, she's still in the prime. So
it does make your mind boggle.
So yeah, while people are trying to catch her, she's still pulling away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And certainly Lara is one of those who could certainly go on a multiple year run. She's also in her prime.
Okay, they have just switched the colours around on that scoreboard. Peter?
That's nice of them to do that. I think it's still Russell leading 6-2.
I think it is Russell leading 6-2. But there are no initials on that board, so...
I think it's a C.
Oh, yes. Yep, you're correct.
So it just goes through, just found the line, but gave it the extra metre.
All right, well, an opportunity for Chrissy to really close in on this jack now. Speaking with Lisa, in the break, Lisa said she played pretty well. She said Chrissy was just too good.
I think that's a common theme.
And that can happen in singles play.
With,
Sometimes
Christina.
it's not always your fault if you lose.
I think, people are playing, certainly over the years, are playing quite well against Christina, but she doesn't give you any free shots.
No.
You've got to earn everything.
Is this one pulling up for Lara? Just needs to pull up. Just going to run too far for shot. May have cut things back to 1. Laurel Watson doing the marking and paddling for us. Didn't hold up a signal there. Maybe
Just 1 or 2. Still a bit of room for these
She's
two.
got 2 yellow paddles in her hand.
You can hear a bit of breeze.
Well, has that made an impact on Christina's bowl? Doesn't look like it. Looks pretty good. Well, that is definitely the shot bowl.
Number 1. So
3, the signal. So early on, already a big bowl in this match for Lara now. She's been a bit quick with her 3 attempts so far. We are not streaming to YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook and on Streamer. Streamer is you can watch on Streamer for free. This one just needs to get down a bit for Lara now.
Just to fight the breeze back.
Oh, it's certainly done
Sean's
the
best.
job. It's done a great job. It may be just out. It might still be 1 to Christina, but it's taken away the major damage. I think Lara has conceded 1 there. Yep. So it's almost happy to concede 1, given the fact she was 3 down when that last bowl left in her hand. So 3-1 the lead to Christina Christic. After we've played 3 ends, of course, ends will not matter. The first one to score 25 will take the title. As the breeze gets up, Wanneroo known for having a bit of a breeze. It is on top of a hill. And there is a bit of a breeze generally gets through.
Yes.
Tyrone not hanging around there against Ben Leggett.
No, he's big start.
now.
9-3. He just picked up a 3. So
look, you can never doubt Tyrone's confidence. He won't be feeling too much in the way of nerves. He's a confident player.
yeah, no, he certainly won't be overawed.
Christina just dropping in nicely. And that'll do for a start, that's for sure. It just feels like perhaps Christina's found her perfect range slightly earlier here.
There's a quick switch from Lara onto the wider hand.
And a nice switch it is. And there's a good bowl. Just tucks in behind.
Russell Bates also started strongly against Connor Biddle, leading 8-2.
So we aren't guaranteed a first-time men's state singles champion. None of the 4 have won the title before. Russell's been the closest. Runner-up to David Downey about 3 years ago now. Great shot from Lara, picks the jack up and goes far enough with it to hold on for shot. The others are, I guess the other three in the men's field are relatively new to the pointy end of a state singles.
Yeah, Ben's had a runner-up in the Champions last year, so that's probably the most relevant. Of course,
Christina looking for this to push all the way, Peter, and she's done it. What a shot!
Nicely, so.
Brilliant.
Ask the question. You would think she's got a change, but she might be reluctant.
She can play. Yeah. I think it's too much weight required to play underneath the front bowl of Chrissy's.
Yeah. Depending how much bend back she thinks she can get on that wide hand, otherwise she's got to...
Yeah, it's a switch.
Switch.
Remembering she's left-handed, so this becomes a backhand shot.
Of course, a split is great. Christina bolt onto the jack is not quite so good.
Seeing the bowls hold on this hand, and he's going to do the same.
The breeze is pushing against them.
That's a handy bowl, though. If the jack was to spring, it's handy. It's not exactly on the angle she would love it to be on, but it's handy. Of course, we will have action of the men's state singles final after the conclusion of this match. Mike Watts watching from Wales. Won't be any more specific when where Mike's watching from. I've never attempted saying that town's name, and I never will. Mike watches every stream of bowls there is to watch.
I think it's a bit cooler over there than it is here.
Yes.
Another single to Tyrone.
So he hits double figures quite quickly. 10-3 to Tyrone. Chrissy, I think, was looking to get round to a good angle. It's
okay.
She would have liked it to be probably a metre inside where it is, but it isn't a bad line to be on.
Yeah, a metre inside or a metre further.
I think Lara's playing something similar. I mean, if she gets her own bowl, there's a chance she can get it up onto Jack anyway and get a couple out of that. Is she thinking of going to her forehand? Nope, she's going to stick with backhand side. Bit more weight.
Tight is better than wide, but
this is going to hold as well.
It's a similar line with more weight.
All right, well, it's going to be another one on the board to Christina. And she will lead it 4 shots to 1. After 4 ends of this match have been played, first to 25 is crowned our champion. Of course, our winners of this event will head to Tassie later in the year, Peter, to be part of the Australian Championships.
Middle of November.
Devonport. Looks like a wonderful complex there.
17 km/h wind gust.
Well, Chrissy, half a metre short with that, but right on line. Warm day here in Perth.
Yes, after a scorching week last week.
Yeah, it's only warm. It's not. Yeah.
And another few hot days coming up this week. So
it's almost a little bit of relief over the last 2 or 3 days.
We've been very lucky. We've picked the best of the days between the 2 weeks, I think.
It's not unusual for the state singles final to be played in pretty hot conditions. As Chrissy found her way past the front here, just crashing. It's going to have Lara thinking about what where to play now.
There's room around it, there's room under it, but just so too far out, you don't want to hit it.
Yeah, so a switch of hands it is. It's going to run a bit too far, I think. about 1 metre to 4 feet past. Of course, 1 metre works well in bowls. We know 1 metre is anywhere between 2 feet and 4 feet.
Yep, that's a great measurement.
Yep.
His weight's pretty good, but she's going to crash again.
Anything that just closes down the angle a little bit more at the front, it makes, what it does is it forces Lara to have perfect weight to draw the shot now. Just needs to climb around the front.
The line's pretty good. How's that weight? I think she's just needs the anchor.
Oh, it wasn't far away. Don't think so. Christina's asked. I don't think. Wow. Okay.
The red. Well, we could find out how good Laurel's judgment is early.
We're almost side on to that. Not quite.
No.
But I would have favoured Christina, but might change right now.
Yeah, we're not going to find out because this is going to.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Well,
the last
we won't find out. Yeah.
The other front two didn't do anything really.
It's one of those ones when you're marking in this situation, you call one of those and then you go, right, change it.
Please.
Players, change it. That way you don't find out whether I was right or wrong.
Yes.
Any temptation for Lara to attack here, Pete?
There is.
Any movement of Jack's good.
She hasn't.
There's not really a draw line now.
She hasn't found the line in the few that she's tried on this narrower hand. She's been caught.
We know Lara's got these shots in the bag. I reckon we might be tempted to throw one through those bowls. The problem is by trying to draw it, just every chance just to roll another one into the count, which is going backhand. Okay. So that's a draw backhand, I think. So it's a backhand draw shot. She needs to clear the front to start with. She's not going to.
You'd think that maybe she's just, with her other ones, just holding a bit. And it's just.
Well, we can only assume that Christina's bowl that's right on the line, we can assume that doesn't count. I think it's 1 or 2. Because that moved further away after the question was asked with Christina's contact on the bowls. That one's definitely in. Well, that was in by a long way. But that was one that wasn't commented on by Real. That's 2, and I don't think this one will be in.
Ooh,
No,
wasn't far.
no. But 2 it is. So Christina moves away to a 6-1 advantage on the back of those 2 shots. And as we've said a couple of times, it just feels like she's settled on the weight and the situation just a little bit more at the moment than Lara, but still plenty of time for Lara to work her way into this. Tyrone.
He's got another score coming.
So he's got a stranglehold on that match at the moment. He's up 11-3. He's about to score 2 more at least. And our marker I can see over there has 3 paddles ready, so that one might be over quickly unless Ben can start to do something about it. Nice start again from Christina. She's doing a good job of covering up the jack with her first bowl, and we all know it's just harder to draw to a jack that you can't see, Pete.
Yeah, a similar distance away, jack high, looks so much nicer.
Yeah. Great effort here from Lara. What a reply. Brilliant bowl. Settles in behind. That's the shot. It was a really disciplined shot from Lara. Chrissy with a reply here, though. Look at this. What a great bowl. Just a foot of correction was all that was required for Christina, and she did it in the professional way that she does. These two have had remarkable, really 2 to 3 years. Christina Commonwealth Games gold medal. That'll go down as a moment where everybody knows where they were when Ellen yelled Chrissy and took the bowl out for game. Lara, Australian Open dream. Great shot from Christina. I mean, Lara's had 2 wonderful Australian Opens, Pete. I mean, she went close 2 years ago and only fell short against Kelsey Cottrell. She placed some weight here, she's on the outside of it. And then went over there this time around and just dominated. You look through the field of players that she took out to get that title. Kelsey in the final, Lindsay Clark along the way, and there were I think Chloe Stewart might have been another one.
You don't get too many free games when you're getting to that pointy end of that tournament.
We're talking about the who's who of women's bowls. Great shot from Tyrone over there. He is on fire.
Leading 13-3, and Russell Bates is 10-3 up over Connor Biddle.
Christina heading to the back of the rink with this one, just for a bit of cover, knowing that Lara is likely to go again, and she is lining up again. Commits to the shot a bit more here, but she's tight, doesn't want her own now.
Left one there, so it didn't
do
the damage it could have.
It might be 3. Certainly on the camera angle it looks like 3.
Come on, Dean, can you do something about that? The green only looks 2. We'll see which one's more accurate.
2 it is. Just shows you on that sort of flatter view that we get on the camera. It's sometimes got to be a little bit careful declaring how many. But 8-1 it now is to Christina Christic in the women's state singles final for 2024-25. Proudly supported by Dynamic Sublimation. Of course, we encourage you, if you are thinking of any new attire for your club, or get in touch with Dynamic. The score's definitely correct. It is 8-1. Yep. Yeah. Christina just wanting to check. She felt like she was maybe one less.
Too many.
Yeah.
Not too often you check you got one too many.
Yeah. I guess the theory being you don't want to find out when you get to 25 that you have
actually
one
only
too
24.
Many. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, check early.
Well, a slightly shorter end than we've seen so far. What's Christina done with her first? Well, it's not far away. Very handy first bowl. In singles, Pete, you almost got to be over the moon with the bowl there, first bowl.
Yeah, I think...
Just covers a bit of trailing, it covers a bit of everything.
Depending on how you're feeling, that's nearly your aiming point. 1 foot behind is your first bowl.
Yeah.
If you're feeling really good, well, you just go to the jacks. But
Lara with a reply. Little piece, no, just passes.
So again,
it's enough for number 1.
A1 position.
A wonderful part of our streaming is we can go right around the world. We've got South Africa watching, we've got Scotland watching, we already know we've got Mike from Wales watching. And then we've got more local people watching as well, which is fantastic as well. Of course, if you're in the area, get along to Wanneroo. Wanneroo, just another example of the growth areas of Perth. As Christina just needs to close in here. Well, she's turned her own bowl out and fallen across. I don't know. It still looks like one red to me, but look, it might have just fallen out.
Yep, and they've done a really good job here too with their deck, and got a playground at the top which everyone can see, or families driving past can see.
I love the position of that playground.
Very inviting.
Didn't want the jack then in the end. Just past underneath. Yeah, absolutely. A little. They've got a little mini synthetic green up there as well. I think it's about a 5 rinker, which is very useful for social groups and things like that to play on while the kids play on the playground. The little ones, of course, if they're a little bit older, get them on the green as well with you. Now, Chrissy, what's she doing here? She's got lots to land, or a little nudge of the jack. Okay, one to Christina was the signal, which would be the last bowl that came down, because prior to that it was one red. And Lorella's getting in there and having a look now. And appears happy with her work.
Yeah, no change of mind.
14-3 now. Tyrone Alberti leads Ben Leggett. Not quite sure who's holding shot over there at the moment, but 10-6 is the other scoreline. Russell Bates leading Connor Biddle. Now, has Lara got the journey here? I don't think so. No, that's going to come up short. So we'll find out. But we expect this to be one to Christina based on what we've seen throughout the end. Ben Leggett with a big drive over there.
Oh.
He's had a shocking result. He's got all his own. One of them was going forwards.
Hit the target and did... Oh, it's probably no worse. I think it's 2 down. He's still 2 down.
After hitting the target bullseye.
Bang, yeah. Does put a bit of force behind it too, so...
Well, this looks close. We may have an umpire on the scene shortly here. I do like the way Christina just doesn't wave the measure around here. She's just getting in... Yeah, there we go. Made it very clear to be seen. I'm not a big fan of the measure wave. Yes, one it is to Christina. She leads at 9 shots to 1. You know the one where you go around to the bowl and then you just wave it somewhere near it, Pete? I'm not a big fan of that measure wave. Just hold it still and we'll see.
You've got to show your opposition that you're touching. Every time you touch it, it moves back a little bit more. Especially if it's their bowl. Then call the umpire.
So 9-1. 16-3 over there for Tyrone Alberti.
Yeah, he's on fire over there. He's on the jack again.
Of course, well known as Callum's dad.
Yes. That's the general way they introduce themselves, don't they?
Carving his own path. Chrissy with another close bowl to start this end. She just doesn't give you a look at that jack.
First bowl is generally in the area. And there you can see the deck.
The deck, that is a wonderful setup there. Whether you want to watch some bowls or you want to have a barbecue and sit out in the open, beautiful.
Of course, it is right in line with the green behind us. But the greenkeeper, very proud of his greens. Suggested this would be the better one.
Yeah, absolutely. And
there's the playground.
Gary Cox has done a wonderful job with the greens here.
Amazing job.
I was going to say, Wanneroo a multi-sport club, so it is a sporting club rather than just singly being a bowling club. So, plenty to get involved in.
Just tucking in behind here, Christina, knowing that Lara's going to have to turn something at some point.
Remember, Lara scored first here. She was 1-0 up. Christina's reeled off 6 ends in a row. And Lara looks to land and has done it perfectly. Perfect result to sit right on the front of the jack as well.
Yep.
Christina with her reply is just going to drift under. Doesn't touch anything. We might see Lara come back to her backhand now. Their own bowl coming up. I would have thought that's the way to go, and that's the way she is going. The line looks all right. How's the journey?
She's going to arrive, isn't she? Trying. That might put Christina on this other hand, back on the her forehand, turning Lara's shot bowl. Or was the dead draw on the backhand? I think she'll choose to play a little bit of weight here. No, incorrect. That's why I'm sitting here.
I wondered why you were sitting here.
That's just one of the reasons.
It's a fair effort. It's not going to quite get back, but what a great effort. Can Lara hedge her bets a little bit here, Pete, or not? I don't know that she can get round her front bowl and sit Christina's closest.
But if she's only one, you'd think just that foot or two of weight. She's only got to look like Christina's up and over.
She's got nothing past the jack, so she can't risk anything that goes near putting her own bowl onto jack.
So it's a matter of, you think, turning her own if she gets lucky enough to.
Is it more important that she makes sure she gets the one here and changes the length? Perhaps that's the key. I think she's just looking to draw.
She does have a little bit of weight. Ooh, a few edges.
three edges for no result. So it's going to be 1 to Lara, and it'll be interesting to see what she does with the mat now, and the mat and the jack. Looks like she's going to go short.
Yep, mat's up.
So 9-2 the lead to Christina Christic over Lara Butler here in the women's state singles final for 2024-25 season. And if you are wondering, you are watching at Wanneroo Sports and Social Club, about half an hour north of Perth. And the green looks to be running a treat right now.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice pace that you can play all the shots.
Yeah, kind.
That's it. You know, it's not. It's a good draw on both hands. You are fighting against the upcoming breeze on this hand that Christina's on. So it can be a bit lazy getting back, depending on the gust you get. But generally.
Another nice starter from Christina. Yeah, it's interesting. Historically, Pete, on the road side of this green, there was quite a large hedge, and it used to make. We're on rink 1 here, but it used to make rink 6 here quite a challenge.
Of course, you do have a fair bit of local knowledge.
Well, I'm not entirely sure I ever lost a game of pennants on rink 6.
You want
it was a little reverse-handed.
It is your
original. It takes teams half a game to get used to it.
Original home club.
Absolutely, and I only live walking distance from the club, so yeah,
Did you
it does
walk here this morning?
Does have a special place in my heart. I said I live walking distance from the club.
But
Yes.
you still drove here.
Good shot here from Chrissy, turning her own. That will do enough for shot. 12-6, the advantage to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle in the other men's semi-final. 16-5 to Tyrone Alberti. And
16-6.
16-6, yep. Lara just rolled too far there for the shot. She would have loved to get a little piece of the jack. Chrissy's found the gap there and rolled too far to count. Now, a good 25 years spent here, Pete, at least. Started when I was 11 here at Wanneroo. On my first ever game up on the top green, which is really no longer there. That's the one where they've put the playground and the newer synthetic. Came along as part of a school program.
Never left.
Got hooked. Yes.
Never. Lara I'm sure would love to draw a shot with just a 4-inch trail.
A little bit of jack contact, yeah.
Shot number one, but
she's going to need this to hold.
Yeah, just got underneath the line, didn't she? Didn't quite have the weight either.
I might get into Christina's head a little bit as to where she wants to play this last one. She's holding one. She probably has to go to the forehand now. Forehand it is.
She can be on the high side. Really, her bowl is her point. She falls inside that. It's awfully close.
Not quite going to get back inside it, I don't think. It's
trying.
Tried.
Falls down. Maybe not quite enough.
Don't think so.
Needed to be a little bit more inside it. Were they measuring for shot or second shot?
Second shot, I would suggest. Just the one. Yep. So 10-2 is the scoreline in favour of Christina. She makes double figures first. Of course, they are playing to 25 in this final. Russell Bates holding 3 over there against Connor Biddle. That would be a big collect at this stage. And Connor's done something about it straight away.
Yeah.
And got the shot.
Connor holding 1 over there against Russell.
Now, Christina's missed her weight by 2.5 feet there. There's a huge opportunity for Lara to get on the jack first.
She hasn't missed too many first bowls.
No.
I was definitely liking that wider hand more than she did the narrow hand.
She's played that well. Hasn't covered the jack like Christina's been doing, and it'll be interesting to see now this correction. This correction will give you a really good feel for how Christina's feeling out there at the moment. Just needs to drop essentially a metre.
She's feeling pretty good.
Brilliant.
Pretty good. Pretty good angle here from Lara. It's a really good angle. Great shot.
What a brilliant reply. Just stuck its nose out.
She's unfortunate. Unfortunate. Just giving Christina a good half bowl to look at.
Well, there's certainly no shortage of weight. Now, we've seen the bowls hold on this side with any sort of weight. And that's exactly what happened there. And Lara will be very happy with that. Bowl's been pushed too. I I expect bigger weight from Christina with her next. So where does Lara play this?
This is close.
Needs to get all the way there now.
He wants to run away a little bit now.
And she either need to be right on the jack or get away. But what she has done is taken the value out of just ripping that bowl out now. So Christina may opt to just try and land it again. I think with it the way it was sitting, I was expecting bigger weight with 3 seconds. Can't play that bigger weight now because if she loses the range, probably drops 3.
No, this is more a confident draw. Just
well, that's really where they come from for Christina. She's close.
Just got to arrive on it. Just ducking under.
Of course, we talk about Lara's Australian Open. Chrissy broke the drought at the Australian Open as well last year,
she
winning
has
the
a
pairs.
title. Couple of titles.
Fairly decent partner in Ellen Fife.
Yeah, they've been pushing for one for a few years.
Yeah, they go all right together, those two. Well, that's a nice line for Lara. I'm not sure about the journey. Might be a little careful. Bit of the old emphasis on the gentle draw. And it'll be 1 to Lara. She moves along to 3, chasing Christina's 10. Wouldn't be surprised if Ellen's catching a look at this match from wherever she is at the moment. Maybe sensing a little bit of crowd favouritism towards Tyrone Alberti here. They were very happy with that result.
There's a few Aussie Park people here.
Yeah.
Of course, Connor's also Aussie Park, so they're
Yeah.
hoping for an all Aussie Park men's final.
Lara's just overdone her first there. It will stay up at the back of the rink. But now an opportunity for Christina to assert her authority back on this match. Looks also to be travelling a little. This is a very short end. This is about a 22 metre length end, Pete.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You don't get much shorter because you've got to be able to roll it.
Unfortunately, Lara's got the same weight, so not quite, but...
A little different at a BPL now. BPL you can actually play the absolute minimum length because you don't have to roll the jack. So you can say, I'm just going to put the mat there and put the jack on the spot, and there it is, 21 metres.
My leading skills have gone out the window.
Yeah. Just running a little. Just 1 at the moment to Chrissy. But room for Lara now.
Interesting, Lara's decided to change.
Just needs this to shut down. Not quite going to. Just on the outside. Connor fighting his way back there, Pete. 12-8 now the lead to Russell. He's played a good weighted shot over there.
Might be holding a couple. So he needs just to hold.
Chrissy not happy with the line, yeah. It's probably going to hold. Oh, I was going to say it was going to hold enough to count. I think it has.
They do. Yep. So, 2 feet either side. How's Lara's line?
That's tight as well.
She might tight.
She might need to save. Yeah, she might need to. No, not going to get it. Well.
Not sure. Christina's definitely got the shot.
By Christina's standards, she would expect to draw this. She does need it to settle.
Yeah, it's not short. Well, that's one they'll want to move on from, I think.
It was a very short end. And I think you're going to find this is two to Chrissy. It was two quite comfortably as well. So two it is. 12 shots to 3 now, the scoreline. And Christina is halfway to history. I mean, if we go 2016 to 2025, it's a decade. 6 titles in a decade. Incredible.
Let's put up short, so an opportunity here. Lower. Just might force her back onto this narrow hand, her back end.
Looks good. Looks very good. Just needs to have a bit more run. Certainly very handy. Oh, it got the staggers late.
It did. Haven't seen that before.
$18-7 to Tyrone Alberti over Ben Leggett. It's about the limit for Ben to not need to score now. When you're playing at 25, there's still time when your opponent's 18. Once they're into the 20s, starts getting very difficult. Great shot from Christina. It's that psychological number that's in front, really, isn't it? That, well, there's a 1 in front of it, you sort of go, okay, I've still got time. Once there's a 2 there...
Yeah, it's a daunting task.
Lara looking for some movement, finds the gap. Of course, Bowls Premier League not far away, Pete. Just a few weeks away from another Bowls Premier League, number 21. Christina will be in action there.
Yep.
And there's a new Perth son, Warren Holt.
Warren Holt. His consistency has given him an opportunity.
And of course, Carl Healy, the other Perth son representative. And
just not going to run it out, is she? She's trying. She's trying.
Well, not quite. I think the answer's not quite. No, Warren's beat down the door for an opportunity there, and Blake's done a wonderful job for the Suns as well.
He's played 100 games, so
yeah,
around about that 100 mark. So
is there any hint of looking for some movement here, or is it just a draw?
Well,
he doesn't want it now.
No, she got a good sideways movement at the end, didn't she?
Well, Pete, does Lara look down onto her own here, pop that bowl out sideways? Is that an option? The problem is it looks hard to turn her own bowl up for shot. It looks like it's going to catch the edge of Christina's and fall out.
Tom, you can play a really good bowl and get Christina's jack down the line isn't any good to you. You can see that bowl right at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, so if you're going to play the weight, it probably needs to be big weight. And you're probably only 1 down if it goes sour.
Yeah, you're still aiming for your own bowl, aren't you? To get both clean is the best. I think she'll just be arriving just to try and rock hers over, do you think? No, well, she is playing that in-between weight.
Yeah, it's tight. That was the one where you didn't want contact on Christina's bowl too much, but just drifts away. So I think we can safely assume it's 1 to Christina. And she takes a 13-3 lead in the match. 12 ends have been played.
She's doing it slowly, but
just pulling away.
Slowly, just consistently pulling end after end.
Well, I mean, in reality, Lara's won 3 ends of the 12 that they've played so far. So it has been it's been that first bowl of Christina's that's done a lot of the damage. It's been very, very solid each end. And when it hasn't, Lara's probably just missed jumping right on herself. She's had good bowls.
Yep. So going through a little bit.
So here's one of those opportunities we're talking about. Yeah.
Back onto Lara's favoured wider hand, her backhand going this way.
Not quite. 31 degrees. It feels like Guy agrees.
Feels like 31 degrees too.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to tell you.
Still think that's the ideal job. Feels like Guy.
Gusts of 17 kilometres per hour. That seems a bit weak. Seems a bit stronger than that, Dean.
All right. Well, there's another with just a little bit too much weight for Christina. Can Lara make her adjustment? Needs to find essentially a metre on her first. Well, she's found the distance.
Yep. Just going to run a little bit.
Simon suggesting Chrissy should look short.
She should what?
Short ends again. She's picked up a couple. Simon Orton. Right, well, Lara needs to nail it with this one. Really starting to put some pressure on. She's done fairly well with it. Well, there you go.
Jack sideways as well, just confirms the other shot.
Brilliantly played. Just tucks it in a bit as well. There's still a land available for Christina and a trail available for Christina as well. But she's just hidden it away a little bit behind Christina's front bowl. 18-9. Tyrone Alberti leads Ben Leggett.
Yeah, he's got
He's making a little bit of a challenge.
He's won 4 of the last 6 ends.
So can Christina find a way to get to the bowl or trail the jack? That will be the aim.
She's got a bit extra to keep her up.
Looks like it's just dropping under.
Hasn't got enough.
May have got second shot out of that. Just the one. Lara will be very happy with that one at the moment. She can play her essentially a repeat of her last bowl without too much fear.
This is definitely an add one situation.
Well,
it's all on the weight from there.
The line's good, yeah. It's very close. Well played. Very well played. That will be 2 shots to Lara Butler. 2 shots that she needed at this point in the match. Yep, there it is. Closes the gap back down to 8 shots. 13-5 lead to Christina Christie.
So Lara went really short last time she had the mat. Kicking it a bit back this time. She might try the longer version. Or...
That's what she's doing. Well, more medium.
Yeah, she hasn't gone overboard.
Russell Bates has scored again over there. Looks like 15-9 from my vantage point. That's against Connor Biddle. Glenda just asking about the target score to win as a new player. 25, Glenda. So it's 21 throughout the tournament, and then semi-finals and finals step up to 25. Not entirely sure why we do that, but we do.
Yeah, you have to ask someone from a long time ago.
I guess it's because as the games become the bigger test, I suppose.
Yeah. Discussions we've had that very few sports do change the rules.
Lara gets the jack, rolls away a little. Yeah.
You know, tennis is whatever it start.
Suddenly end up playing 7 sets.
You don't go from 3 to 5 to 7, I think.
Mm.
Obviously, football doesn't change their quarter lengths in any of the codes. Darts do. They set up their sets play. More sets the further you go.
Great effort here from Christina. Just working round her own bowl. That's beautifully played.
Some states still play 31 up. We haven't WA for a long time.
As I say, I've been playing 39 years now, and I've never played a 31 up game of bowls.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you, so I have. But it's been a long time.
Tell you what, this is close from Lara. Just needs it to get all the way down now. Here it comes. Just going to be on the outside. Very handy for next time. That was a wonderful bowl of Christina's just to climb round her own with the previous. Is there an effort here to get past? Looks like it.
Yeah. What it does show, even with that gusty breeze against her, if you got the right weight, you do get some turn.
Yeah.
It's not exactly going straight.
I suppose it's something we haven't talked about, Pete. These two know each other's game inside out, don't they? So Chrissy going around the back there knows that Lara's not shy to play a bit of weight.
Ben Leggett just picked up 4.
Wow.
That puts him back in the game. 18 to Tyrone Alberti and 13 to Ben Leggett.
Interesting. The next two ends become very interesting over there now.
If you get a 4 and you can follow it up just with a 1 or 2. Yeah.
It's a little bit like you were talking about tennis earlier on. It's a little bit like consolidating the break of serve, isn't it? You capitalise on that number and jackpot it if you like.
So what can Lara do here? Check around the corner, sit a bowl, or dead draw.
Well, the line is a lot tighter. She's going to need weight, and she hasn't got that weight.
Clearly was trying to use sit or trail, but
Kay Burton watching from Northampton. Spoken to Kay many a times in the office. Hello, Kay. Hope you're going well. Wow, Chrissy's line's immaculate here.
so her weight going past us looked pretty good too.
What a great shot. That will definitely count. 2 more on the board to Christina. And she leads at 15 shots to 5. Re-establishes that 10-shot margin. She's 10 shots away from an amazing run continuing. the consistency required, Pete, to win 6 titles in a 10-year block.
It's a lot of wins.
It's a lot of wins. It's a lot of really good games of bowls.
Yeah, it's not as if
a lot
her
of not
opposition.
giving people a chance. You know,
we have. Well, Lara's won one. Just before that, one of the ones she didn't win went to Lara. So.
Yep. One to Hayley.
One to Hayley
Packer.
So.
One to Irene Arndt.
Another very good singles player. Kerry Anderson is a very good singles player. Hasn't been able to win one, but she's been in and around.
Helen Morse was the other one that's won in that period.
Even, the great Therese Hastings was still playing pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the last 10 years. So, Lisa Featherby deserves one. She's pointy end a lot of times.
It feels unfair that Lisa hasn't got one, doesn't it?
She needs Christina to have a year off. Because you just can't quite get over the line with her. One day it's going to happen. It will happen.
Having said that, there are plenty of players in the history of the sport that have been wonderful players not to get a state singles.
Yes, there are. Some better than others.
Well, Lara's overdone this one. I don't know that she was playing to reach. I get the feeling she would have been trying to get close with that.
She hasn't quite come to terms with this narrower side
Suddenly
yet.
There's an opportunity really looming quick for Christina here. She'd love to close in on this jack now and just tuck it away. I think that was the aim, looking at the weight, just trying to tidy it up. Lara's got to get a close bowl here. The line suggests she might be using weight.
Seems to be.
She certainly had it in her mind, I think.
Yes, she hasn't come to, as I said before, hasn't quite come to terms where that line is compared to the weight.
She's preferred the other side of the rink.
When she's got the weight right, she's hasn't quite got the line right.
Well, big moment coming up in the match right now. Where does Chrissy go with her last? Is she going right around the back? I think she is. Yeah, she's just saying to Lara, I'm not going to give you anything easy here.
It's experience.
Slight pause from Lara just to get her head in the right space to play this last bowl.
She's still playing the weight. She hasn't backed away from it, but again, just going to be caught on the high side.
It's going to be 3 shots to Christina. It was almost an all or nothing type shot. 3 it is. Just got herself into trouble with those first 2 bowls. (18-5). Christina now 7 shots from victory. In the men's singles semi-finals, it's 19-13 to Tyrone Alberti over Ben Leggett and 15-9 to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle. So a 6-shot advantage in both of those matches. And of course, we will have the men's singles final after this match. We expected about 3 o'clock. We might be a little bit earlier than that, but we'll see. Best way to make sure you don't miss it is to like the Bowls WA Facebook page. Make sure your notifications are on, and you'll get a notification when we go live. And that way, if we are a bit early, you don't miss any of the action. There's only issue with singles matches. You can't be quite sure exactly when they're going to happen.
So we go on the average, and then
so once again we see this game of correction. Christina gets the first opportunity to take a little bit of weight off. And Lara will be looking to add a little bit with her next attempt. Who can make the correction best? Chrissy still looks to be running. Has she got the jack?
Yeah, that was the only saviour here.
Little piece. Almost exactly a metre required for Lara now on that same line. Getting down nicely from that line. That's well played. And sits right on the jack.
Just, again, unfortunately, just poked it out a little bit, didn't she? You're not complaining.
No, it's still going to take a good shot. It's still going to take a good shot, but she's playing against a good player. So
Okay.
the issue on this hand is any time anyone's tried to play a little bit of weight, it's just held off.
It's one of those times, it is a good effort, but opportunity for Lara just to slide around her own, to count.
Lara just almost needs to ignore the back at the moment, just leave the bait there and say, well, I'm going to draw another one and see if you can do it. And she's done that well.
Done that. Yeah, she's done that perfectly.
At this stage of the match, she really couldn't concern herself with Christina trailing the jack.
Now's the decision time for Christina, as we see.
Yeah.
I'd love to be Charles Jack, but I only want to drop one if I do. I don't want to give her an opportunity to make another.
It is weight.
She's decided she's... And she will...
Looking for the jack or the bowl. Is it going to get back? It's close. Got the jack and it's locked. Wow.
Perfectly positioned from Lara.
Perfect, yes.
She was half a bowl shorter. She was 3 down.
Wow. Fiona Hall. Hello, Fiona. Fiona, one of the hard-working volunteers of our sport. Hope you're doing well, Fiona. Well, the line's similar to where Lara's been. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Any seat?
Well played.
Any seat?
Did it go too far is the question. It was very well played, but I think it's gone too far. Two. Won't get any complaints from Lara scoring 2, but should have loved that one to just hold in there and grab a 3, but 2 it is. 18-7 the lead to Christina.
Liggett gets another 2 to go to 15. Alberti 19, so he's closing in a little bit. And
I think we're 15-10 over there.
15-10 with Connor sitting right on the jack, so potential score for him.
That 15-10 is to Russell, of
Russell
course.
Bates.
To Russell Bates.
Sorry,
Yep. Yep, confirmed, 15-10. And so Ben making his charge, isn't he? Ben Leggett.
Yeah, he is.
After a very slow start for him. Lara with a solid opener here. Right in the zone. PJ Gallagher watching on. He was...
PJ had a good tournament.
He did, yeah. I think PJ's got something to offer, I really do. Been impressed with what I've seen so far from PJ.
He's really good at the indoors
Yep.
last season.
It's another event still coming up.
Lucky last of the year, qualifying
Well,
for our season.
Still got a few things on the calendar from a state perspective, Peter. Over 60s.
Singles next, or
Singles.
we can, yeah,
Yep.
1 week.
Still got state triples to be played.
Of course, our mixed events, mixed pairs, over 60s and
Always
normal.
very popular. Always very
popular.
popular. Mm. So probably a good time as Lara just catches an edge. I thought she was going to get round it. That's tidied that up nicely. If you are a club and want to host one of these events, certainly don't be shy.
Please do.
Always looking for venues.
Always. And if you're a player out there and asking the question of why your club never hosts, have a word to them.
Yep.
Get them to
put their hand up.
Christina
is not far away with this. How's the journey for the line? It's close, just dropping under. Russell Bates actually picked up 2 over there.
Yeah, Connor was right on the jack. We missed his last ball. He must have sat the bowl or trailed the jack.
Clearly he didn't miss.
No, but we missed it. So Russell got 2 to go to 17-10. And I think Ben might have another 2 or 3 here as well to really close the gap as the gusty breeze goes above the 17 kilometres predicted by by Dean.
Perhaps a little bit of weight for Christina here. Looks like it.
Can someone
Searching for the shot bowl of Lara Butler.
on that hand they've held?
Oh, this is very close. Oh, wow.
She's bounced it.
Bounced the jack for a shot. Incredible result. Incredible result. And it is
3 to leg it.
3 to leg it.
So that makes it
Sorry?
19.
Yeah, 3 to leg it.
19-18 to
Wow.
our birdie. Still, but yeah, he's picked up a 2, 4, a 2 and a 3 in the last 5 ends.
A challenge for Tyrone now is to keep the thoughts, keep those evil thoughts out of your head.
Remember how you got the 10 in front to start with.
It's such a challenge.
Not that he's
Lara right in the zone here.
jack.
She's got the jack and gone with it. That's well played.
Perfect weight.
Looks like she's sitting with a couple.
Perfect weight.
There is a orange Christina Christic bowl just below the camera level, but I think it's 2 at the moment. And only 2. Well, we're all getting in there and having a good look. And says,
Nothing.
well, she had 2 paddles.
Yeah. She's put them away as well. And still looking.
Look, I think it's at least 2. And I can't see it being any more. I'm going with 2.
No, yeah, I'm going with 2 as well. I'm with you. Will that change Christina's shot? She might just look for the jack here.
You think?
Just seeing what hand she's lined up on. Yes.
Well, she is. Wow.
She's not far away.
Oh, is it holding on?
She might have her own.
Well, what does that mean? How many is that now?
It's definitely 2.
Well, is it 4?
No, not 4. I don't think so.
2 removed.
Happy for you to say 3.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably 3. Found Christina's closest, and I think this one's going to be in. Yeah. And what about this one? Just out. Wasn't out by much.
No.
3 it is. Well,
Gets to double figures.
we talked about that 18 mark.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
Noah's position. Can I get to double figures before Christina scores again? And she's
Or
done
gets to
that.
20 sort
Or
of
gets to
thing.
20,
Yeah.
However you want
Yep.
to, however you want to phrase it. You've got to have goals.
And we've seen that happen next door. There's similar margin behind, and he's closed it to 1,
Yeah,
and he's holding a couple again.
Now, maybe it's can I get to 15 before Christina gets to 20, and can I get to 20 before she gets to 22?
Yep.
Just mini
And
goals.
suddenly it's game on. Just seen some nice comments coming through. And John Nelson saying, good to see my mate Calvin Rogers had a good tournament. He did have a very good tournament. He was up 10-0 against Russell.
On toast.
Yeah, and Russell came back and got him. But a lot of respect for Calvin. He's a great man.
I don't think Christina likes that leaf she just ran over.
He's going to get rid of that. Welcome to Wanneroo.
Yeah, the next gust it'll be gone, but clearly annoyed her.
There are a whole heap of trees between here and sort of the cricket oval down there. So leaves on the green are not unusual here at
they
Wanneroo.
had the vacuum up and the blower and everything going this morning on the two grass greens.
But the breeze can be interesting on this green as well, Pete, because those trees do keep out a lot of, like when a sea breeze comes in, doesn't always come through like you'd expect on this green.
So you're on a hill, but this particular green is actually also in a hollow on the hill. It does have a bit of protection.
And with that hedge gone that I spoke about during the previous match, you know, there used to be a hedge along the side of there as well. It used to be interesting with that wind coming over the little hill. So, but another great shot from Christina there. Lara will be desperate to turn this back in her favour. The wind gusty,
and then nothing. Does make it
that one's getting carried on the breeze a little bit for Lara.
Gets hurt with your mental thinking. This.
It's coming back now. Can she get round and get second shot? Well, that will be second shot. Gives her options. I think Christina might be tempted to switch to the backhand here and try and draw a counter or just finish past. Nothing past the head at the moment,
Definitely,
and it is set
wide.
up for Lara to have a bit of a dip at it.
Yep, that's what certainly what she's done.
That's almost perfect, to be honest.
It's going to make Lara go a bit bigger than maybe she wanted to get past that orange one.
And it counts if Lara gets her own bowl. So
that's
it's really doing a lot.
This is the contemplation Lara's going through right now. What can I play safely, but still give myself the best chance?
The forehand trail for Lara is there for 4 shots.
Tough shot.
But it's a tough shot.
But she's played better that hand as well.
The backhand shot is more dangerous.
She's
so
been comfortable on that wide hand. Umpire called on the Leggett Alberti rink.
17-11 the lead to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle.
She's going to stick on the backhand. Maybe he's just sitting the bowl, leave the jack alone.
She's got a little bit of venom in it. She needs just to get down to
halfer. There we
that'll
go.
work. There was lots of chances in there.
I think she played the percentages really well. Yet it was lucky, but it was lucky. It was luck there to be had.
With pretty good weight that she couldn't really get her own. I think that was the way, you know, if she'd have missed that bowl, she was probably sliding under her own as well. So it was ideally weighted, really.
Yep. No, that's playing in percentages, I think. Sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't.
Ellen Fife asking, is it first to 25? Yes, it is, Ellen. First to 25. Nice to have you joining us. I like the question. Hey, you two. Is it first to 25?
Yes, great lady.
So, Christina looking for something similar, really. Looking to get down to the bowl of the jack. Just on the outside. Just on the outside. One, it will be to Lara. Don't think there's any chance of 2 there. Well, they are having a look. We didn't really get a good look because Lara moved the jack.
From this angle, from our angle without the screen.
Just one up. No, two. Two it is. Well, suddenly there's only 6 the difference. A 2, a 3 and a 2 for Lara over the last 3 ends.
After the umpire's measure on the Leggett Alberti, the score's a level. 19 all.
Wow. Wouldn't have picked that half an hour ago.
Connor Biddle still staying in the competition, or in the race. He's now 12, Russell Bates is 17, so he's Just holding on. Nice start from Lara.
So the last 6 ends, Peter, have gone 2 to Lara, a 2 and a 3 to Christina, followed by 2, a 3 and a 2 to Lara. Fair to say whoever's winning the end is making the most of it at the moment. Christina just going to come up a little bit short with her first. Another opportunity for Lara to take advantage.
Playing elbows here in the commentary. Disappointed with that, Lara.
Yeah.
Christina's got a little bit more, but she may not.
Her own.
Yeah, she may not get the opportunity to show it.
I think that's still 1 to Lara at the moment.
Just going to put the anchors out. Be enough for 2. A little bit of pressure on Chrissy.
Well, that's the key to Lara's comeback here. It's just enough now to get Christina thinking a little bit. Whereas at 18-5, she's not thinking about much else other than winning.
Yeah, it's amazing. The more you tighten up, the more those gusts
just don't quite go your way.
Well, or they seem to not go your way, even though they've always been there.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
you're more conscious.
You're much more conscious of them.
Yeah. Tyrone will be going through the same thing over there. He's on the jack at the moment.
Yeah, he's holding at least 2.
Can Lara find a way to the front of the jack here? A little movement of jack would be perfect. It's close.
It's close to that. Get down a little
Just
bit more.
on the outside of the jack, but that will count. Yeah, definitely. So we think it's 3.
It's a 3. If it's a 3 that Chrissy would be expecting to beat.
And it's an inviting little draw shot for Christina, knowing she's sort of got a backboard at the back there just to land on if she overdoes it. She's tightened up her line.
Yeah, she's not enamoured with it, I don't think, but
she's going to need some fortune here, I think.
She's going to get out the back door.
No, she doesn't need any fortune. She's drawn the shot, I think. That's close.
That did hold, didn't it?
I thought she needed a slide off the front, but she didn't get any slide. She drew the
shot. We both
shot.
thought that she was going to be either run away a little bit more or not actually get past the front. But
got the job done. 3 down to 1 up. 19-12 the lead. That's a huge bowl in the context of the match. Now Tyrone has scored
1, I think.
2019 the lead to Tyrone Alberti over Ben Leggett. Still 17-12 to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle.
Connor holding 2 or 3 there. Okay, Christina's back to her length after losing the last couple. And a nice start. Ran a little bit, but a nice start.
Once again, we see the contrast of the 2 players. Lara preferring the wider hand and has done a pretty good job with it. On a split a little bit after the first 2 bowls. What that will do potentially is force a change of hand for Christina. She won't want to. If she's down, she'll be happy to play there, I think. So she is switching hands. I figured if she was down, she'd be happy to play there because it doesn't really matter if she rolls it in. Now, she hasn't played an awful lot of bowls on this side of the rink, but she's not done a bad job with this.
It's a good shot.
That's a good shot.
Sneaks in behind as well. Biddle got 2 to go to 14 with Bates on 17.
It's getting interesting over there.
He's won 4 of the last 5 ends, so making a case.
So there's 1 to Christina at the moment. So she was down, still chose to make that switch. She'd be happy with that decision right now.
Good decision.
Well, she's in the area again here, just a matter of how much it turns. It's going to nestle in nicely.
Just held right in there. Tucked away, no targets.
Well, Lara will need the weight to hold here.
Quite a bit narrow side, isn't she?
She's close to the jack.
She had the right weight.
A little bit. Well played. Just needed to have that meter on the line that she was on, and it's exactly what she had. Christina's got 3 seconds, but that won't help at the moment. She's going to have to try and draw the shot.
She's got about, what, 8 inches to draw a shot. Should be okay with the line.
I'm going to say the line's good, but it's going to drop away late, I think.
Just needed a gust.
Well, I feel fairly sure we'll see Lara on her backhand, same hand as what Christina played.
Yep.
And probably on a wideish line. I think she's been careful. It's going to be 1 to Lara. I can understand her not wanting to be racing at that. Mark Roman makes the good point. That was a great bowl to keep asking the question. It's exactly what it was.
That's what you have to do.
Yep. 20 all between Tyrone Alberti and Ben Leggett now, so it's a race to 5 to get into a state singles final. 17-14 to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle. Connor Biddle coming back. Next 2 ends of this women's singles final crucial. If Christina can get them, she has a long way to securing the title. If Lara gets them, it's game on.
It's in the area. Ran away a little bit, but did a nice flop.
Christina will just pass the outside of the jack. Sue Hogg. Hardest working official you'll find.
Yes. Yeah, she's here doing a bit of umpiring, but also mentoring our markers, our future ITOs.
Does a wonderful job. Tireless worker. We need them in the sport.
Russell Bates just killed the end after being 2 down.
Now, Christina with a metre correction to make. The weight looks better.
Yeah, this is...
That's a great shot.
All over it.
and fell over just to make it a little bit more solid in position.
Gonna hold?
Not
No,
quite.
just
Weight was wonderful.
just going to be looking. I was going to say looking to be dropping inside Lara's bowl, but it's a lot tighter than that, isn't it?
It is.
That's one of her. She'd like again bowls. Some of our Lady Manning supporter
Right.
there.
I'll get a hint. Is that Rinska there? Not Rinska,
No.
Renata, sorry.
At the back.
Yeah,
Renata's at the
that's
back.
Renata at the back. She's advocating a bit of weight down there, I think, for Lara.
Looking very serious. Great shot by Ben Leggett. But
Well, he's holding 3, Pete.
holding 3.
Has
If we tell you no more, you'd be excited if you're a
a
Leggett
bit of
fan.
weight it was from Lara, but she
On the
misses on
outside.
the outside. Interesting, because now she's a chance to drop 2 and potentially 3.
Yeah, now
Christina can
can
play
give it
just
a
to
tap.
bump her own bowl. Yeah.
can tap it now.
And Tyrone is drawing the shot over there, so he will not drop 3. He had about 5 metres to draw a shot.
Yes. They're harder than they look.
I know what you mean.
Expectations is I'll just give you the mat now, don't bother. But
yeah,
it's like a gimme putt.
yeah. Well, it's come up short. It may have done enough to sneak in. I think the tape's coming out.
It's done enough to make them measure anyway. Can you get 2 to get within one end of the title? I think she can.
Yes, to it is 21. And as you say, Pete, that can be done in one end. 4 shots away from the title. 21-13. Has weathered the storm a little bit. Won 2 of the last 3 ends, Christina. Thing in singles, you got to expect the opposition's going to score at some stage. You know, you're playing against a very good player. They're going to get a few ends, and it's about not letting that get into your head.
We certainly have 2 very experienced lady singles players who that wouldn't.
Yeah.
They know what they need to do, no matter what the situation, whether they're well behind or well in front. Nice start here too from Christina, just to put the pressure right on Lara. Every bowl's going to count. And a very good response. Has she got Jack?
Oh, just on the
Wow.
outside of it. Could not have played that any better, really. 17-15. Russell Bates over Connor Biddle. Of course, you can follow all of these scores live on Bowls Link. If you head to the easiest way to get there is the links that are at the in the feed here, pinned to the top of the feed. So you can click on those links and go and have a look at the scores for these matches. And I say that because that match may still be going on when we finish here, and they are 4 rinks away, so we will not be able to bring you pictures of that one. So if you want to keep an eye on those scores, you can do so using those links. And we are updating those scores as they happen. Well, that'll
Maybe.
do enough for... Well, it fell out, so it's one on a good look anyway. potentially two. It's not putting Lara off from playing that forehand side for her. Remember, she is left-handed. Well, she's not far away. Needs it to start getting down now. Here it comes.
It's trying, just that weight just held a bit too long.
Probably now two. Although that may still be close between the bowl she hit and the bowl she hit it with. Christina urging this one to get back, and not quite. Wonder whether Lara's tempted to look for both bowls. The problem for Lara is her last bowl now. She's right in the line she'd like to be on to give herself a chance to sit the shot bowl, or
yes,
or, you know. So
she's either going to have to play more weight than she wants, or switch hands.
Or does she just go for the bowls? I think she might be lining up to go for the bowls.
Chance to get both.
Yep, solid, looking for both bowls. She needs to hang on just a little. She's close. Got one and rocked the other. Wow. Now, we assume it's still going to be one to Christina. They may want to get the tape out here. Yep, one it is to Christina. She moved to 22 and just 3 shots away from a 6th women's state singles title. Her first in 2016.
Van Legett's just got a 2 to take the lead. Van Leggett 22. Tyrone Alberti 21. Again, look at my thing. That's the first time he's been in front the whole game. Unless he scored the first end, because I missed the first end.
Thanks everyone for the nice comments about the coverage. Lomax Productions doing a wonderful job for us, Dean. Chrissy just trickling by, but won't be unhappy with that as a first attempt. Relatively short length, but not unusual for what she's been playing in the last few ends. Oh, and this one hasn't quite got away for Lara. Just didn't quite get that one out into it. That's that gusty breeze that can make that a bit tricky.
Visibility, 10 kilometres. Too many trees around for that, Dean. I can see about 100 metres. Nice shot, Christina. Just going to make Lara get close here.
So based on that level, we can see what's happening in Woodvale.
Yes, and we're on the hill. Still can't do it. 22 kilometre gust, so that's
needs to land.
A bit.
Needs to land.
Well,
got the
helped.
edge. Certainly helps. Just the one. 18-15 to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle.
Opportunity here, Christina, to make 2 with the bowl in hand.
All right in the zone. Just needs to pull up and has
2, but there's room here.
Remembering, it's only 3 for victory for Christina. What's Lara got to say about that with this one? She says, nah, I will draw the shot and sit right on the front of it. Great shot.
As we expect, I am not giving up. So,
Can't quite pick the angle if she bumps the bowl
She's certainly
here.
trying to bump it.
Looks like she could sit with 3 with a little bump at the bowl.
Probably a bit more weight than we
Just
might
outside
have thought.
Yeah, just outside it. And would have sent the jack a fair way.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, Pete, the challenge here for Lara is she does not want to bump that herself.
You'd think she's changing hands, wouldn't you?
This is where you walk back going, I really want to draw another one, but I'm tempted just to take the one I've got.
Yeah. No, it's safe on this other hand. I reckon she'll take the safe journey and give it a shake. She is.
Ben Leggett appears to be holding next door. Oh,
She's
tell you
a
what, she
little
wants to
quick.
hit her own front one now. That's not a bad result.
Ben Leggett is holding game. I think she might have 3 shots.
Okay, he's drawn another one. Yeah, so that is one to Lara. So 22-14 is the score here.
Okay.
We'll keep an eye on next door for you as Tyrone has delivered his final bowl this end. And
It's not overweighted.
I don't know about the weight, Pete. It doesn't look there. He's done enough.
He's definitely saved game.
Yeah, he's done enough to save the game. Potentially still 2.
So, Lara's going long. First real long end we've had.
Yeah.
Can she string a few ends together?
It's not far off as long as it gets. The mat's up slightly.
Tyrone actually got second shot, so only 1 to Ben Leggett. Takes into 23.
He would have been breathing heavy as that was headed up the green because it
Looked shortish for both of
did,
us.
yeah.
And he just cleared the third shot. Actually squeaked into second.
Well, that's a pretty solid start from Lara.
We haven't played this distance in that wind.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Breeze really getting up as that one was on its way. Nice reply here from Christina. She got the jack just on the outside of it.
So
I think it's good enough for shot.
think
But it did, well, it rolled on actually. I'm actually surprised how far that went. Once again, the contrast here from both players. One liking the wide hand, one liking the tighter hand.
bit of jack. She doesn't want to get. She's got the right side of
That's
the
a
jack.
wonderful shot.
That's a great shot. It might force Christina onto the wider hand here.
Which is less familiar for Christina.
Yeah, she's played a few on there, but
And she's played them reasonably well, but
yeah, it's not her preferred.
Ben Leggett has the foot down next door. He's drawn a crack at a start. He's looking for 2 shots to go out. Quite an unlikely victory from where he's come from. What was the margin in that one, Peter? I know you've got that virtually in front of you.
This Christina Bulk is just sliding under. Will she turn the ball over? She does.
Okay, 2 shots.
Ben was down 316.
Wow.
316 at one point.
So he's gone 20 shots to 5 from there. Now, Lara almost playing the same type of shot that Christina's playing here. Just needs to tuck in, stay up, and has. That's a handy home.
And one of those keys for the comeback for those if you get behind, he's only dropped 5 ones since.
Okay.
So no multiples when he has dropped ends.
Chrissy on the way here, looking to land or trail. She's going to need this to hold on.
Thought she might have a bit more weight than that. She's just got bare minimum.
Ben is back to holding game over there.
So he's 5 ones he's dropped in the last 15 ends. 16 ends.
Well, there's just a little sniff here for Lara now, Pete. Land another one in here. Suddenly close into 17.
Well, the lines are very good. She might just be racing a touch. She is going to pull up. Trying to pull up. Just went through.
Question about whether it's Lara or Laura. I wondered how far we would get into this before we got that question. So Lara is of Swiss heritage, and does pronounce her name Lara.
Of course, has represented Switzerland, which
Yeah.
kept her out of the state team.
Played at the World Championships for Switzerland.
3 years ago now, or just over 2.
I think she was eliminated by Ellen Fife.
Maybe.
From memory. Quarterfinals, I think.
He's playing more weight here. Oh, no, she's not. Sorry.
And then that tight hand, it's unforgiving. The white hand is unforgiving out there with that breeze. So, well,
So the way she came off the mat, I thought her intent here, I got a bit more weight here, but she didn't.
another 2 to Lara. Just a hint of frustration from Christina there, as it just didn't quite get into the area that she was after.
Again, I think Leggett is holding game again. So back. Yep, Lara's going long again.
22-16 is the scoreline.
Perfectly rolled jack. That's the Ben may have won this. That's a huge comeback. 25-21 to Ben Leggett.
Wow.
After being down 3-16. Huge comeback. Can Lara do something similar? Nice start.
Tyrone will be wondering where that
Terrific
went,
start.
but we've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah. You're wondering, did I play that badly the second half as compared to the first? Probably not.
No, probably not.
Ben just stepped his game up. And Christina,
There's just a little bit of a momentum switch here.
Just falter. And
Well-
we know how good she is. 1 or 2 ends doesn't mean she's lost it at all. She will fight back here. She will find it.
What it's about is when you're down in a match, it's keeping your opponent out there and hoping that something just changes a little bit, whether the wind comes up, which it has, and just changes the feel of things. Whereas if you let yourself just get steamrolled to a margin, you haven't given that a chance to happen. 18-16. Russell Bates over Connor Biddle, and Russell lining up
Connor's got at least 2 there.
final bowl of this end. And he's using some weight. We'll let you know the outcome of that as he misses. It's at least 2 to Connor from our angle, but we'll keep an eye on that. As Chrissy just going to...
Well, that's a good response after her first one.
roll past, but it's certainly a good bowl.
She'll be much happier with that.
Glenda just asking what weight bowls and make are the ladies using. So Drake's Pride Adrenaline for the red bowls of Lara, and she needs to be a little bit careful here. What's she landing? Well, she pushed Christina out, that's okay. And the orange bowls are Henselite XGs for Christina. They're heavyweight bowls. Not sure where you are, Glenda, but you won't find much other than heavyweight bowls.
Yeah, in Western Australia with this breeze.
Yeah.
Heavier the better.
You're going to get
Size
anyone
that
using
counts.
a medium weight bowl, so...
What's Christina doing? Looks
Looks
tight again.
Yeah.
So nothing there. So Connor Biddle has drawn level, 18-18 against Russell.
Wow.
Russell Bates, so another comeback going there.
And it happens in singles. It's a mental game as much as it is a physical game, and that's the challenge in singles play. You know, you're out there on your own. You might have a coach, perhaps, that you can go and have a chat to, but largely it's one-on-one, and the emotions and the emotional highs and lows through a game of singles, especially with one so much riding on it. that it can be hard to handle.
Mm.
So Lara, with her final attempt on this end, looks to be in the area. Looks to be very in the area. She's doing with that jack
going. Yeah, and landed. You just wanted to slip past hers, did you?
May still only be one. We'll get a look at whether it's one or two.
It's one where Christina hasn't got much to go because of her other two, short and narrow.
Going to get someone walking right through the line here, so she'll just pause for a moment.
So not a lot she can do here except just arrive, sit the bowl, little squirt of the jack will be a chance.
Needs it to hang on. Needs it to hang on. It's just dropping away. Beautifully weighted. Now, has Laurel got one or two paddles ready here? Two, I'd say. Yep, two it is. Well, Lara is close enough. 22-18. Close enough for the scoreboard pressure to mean something now. We've played 25 ends in this match. We'll play as many as we need to.
You're saying that because you've got to the end of your pad.
Well, I utilised the bottom for a couple of messages to you and got in my way now. So I've had to improvise, but that's okay.
People that know you well, you don't like waste, you don't like messiness when it comes to your scores.
I'm a bit of an enigma with messiness. I'm very picky in some regards, and not so much in others. All right, who's first to jack here? Looks like both have just missed an element.
Still long, but not quite the full length that we'd seen the last couple.
We need to take a moment to realise that Lara Butler was down 5-18 in this match. Yep. It's now 18-22. A stirring comeback against an absolute star of the sport. She played this well.
It's well, bit of jack.
All over it.
All the jack even, not just a bit.
Wants that to fall down, hasn't.
She's got a bit of confidence, hasn't she?
Absolutely. And now, unfortunately for Christina, her own bowl blocks that wide hand in terms of a draw line. She can bump that bowl, which wouldn't hurt, to give herself a little bit of room.
The old confident draw, staying in the head if you miss, but give yourself a chance as well. It's probably gone a bit further than she wants, but it's A1 position if she gets the bump.
Lara sent this out on a very wide line. She wanted to be safe, I think, and certainly achieved that, but just held out late. Gets to the back of the rink. (19-18) Russell Bates leads Connor Biddle.
Okay, what kind of weight has Christina got on this one?
It's essentially draw weight.
Gets a good second. It just gives her an opportunity with the last.
Lara needs another close bowl here, doesn't she? That can be attacked at the moment. It can go clean.
Yeah.
It can go clean. It can be popped. It basically, Christina's got all sorts of choices. Lara needs another close bowl, but she doesn't want to bump her shot bowl.
No, and unfortunately on the wide hand, it's difficult to get another close one and give herself some cover.
It's beating the wing, really, isn't it? It's beating her own wing bowl on her backhand side. Just drop in there. At least third shot she needs. Excuse me.
ones, Clive Adams. Just got to keep off it.
Played it really well.
Yep, laid down, everything laid down nicely. I think Chrissy will attack this, but
It does give Chrissy a chance now to get Jack all the way.
Jack all the way, or
So backhand weight, both bowls
can move.
Jack all the way. Backhand gives her the double chance. Forehand, she can still play it forehand if she wants to, but that's really both bowls.
Depends how big she wants to go. If she wants to go big, then it doesn't matter. If she wants to play 3/4, it's probably the backhand.
Backhand it is. This shot could go a long way towards the state singles title right here. Needs it to hold on. It's going to drop away. It's another 2 shots on the board. And Lara has hit 20. It is 20-22. We are going to the wire. What a match.
As we expected, it just didn't look like it at one point.
Interesting conditions have just settled a little bit. Breeze has dropped down for a moment.
The gusts of in abeyance.
Wow. So from 15-18, Lara has scored on 7 of the last 10 ends. But importantly, 5 of those have been multiple collects.
Well, hardly giving up.
Which has only conceded 4 shots in those 10 ends.
That's the...
She's opened up with a good one here, just on the outside. Certainly a handy spot.
That is the story of comebacks, isn't it? You don't have to score every end, but when they score, you just keep it to 1, and then you pick up a 2, and a 1, and then let them get 1, and then that's how you do a proper comeback.
Now, the challenge for both players is keeping the outcome out of their head, keeping the exercise to draw close to the jack, which Lara's done here. This is a great shot. The outcome of a state singles title has to be irrelevant in their mind right now, and that's a challenge.
Yeah, you certainly can't have the fear of losing.
Christina reaching to land or trail.
Good reply here.
Grabs the jack. What a shot. Brilliant.
Gets a bit stiller. Probably the skill level goes up.
Just got it to an awkward spot for Lara because it's not so easy for her just to play to land the bowl on that wider drawing side. Just going a little.
It's right on pass, so
suddenly opportunity knocks for Christina.
She draws one here and then still has another bowl to play. That just puts some doubt in Lara's mind about what shot she plays. Still
19-18 on the scoreboard to Russell Bates over Connor Biddle. I think Russell has just left the rink.
Yeah, I think it's just coming back. I think it's 1 to Russell, which will make it 20.
Well, Christina's not going to get there with that one, so suddenly Lara can walk back with a little bit of pressure off. Can't really lose the game on this end, although she does need another close bowl.
Unless she gets her own.
Well,
leaves her own there and nothing else close.
Gives
Christina the opportunity to get her own. That is a little bit protected.
Feels like it's forehand for Lara now. Through her own bowl, just underneath. Don't think she can play backhand now. It's been her preferred side. She's looking for the bowl here.
I think she's playing weight.
Bowl or jack? Bowl or jack?
Close
Lara
to
Butler. She's close. She's got it. Great shot. Well, that is conviction. That is experience and conviction to say, I'm going to back myself here.
Hers was protected.
Well,
but you'd
it
say
was to some degree protected.
Yeah.
She had to get it horribly wrong to get her own, but it was possible. What a shot.
Christina does have 2 seconds, but...
So does she return the favour? She's only got half a bowl to aim at.
Yeah. Can she get around there with just ditch weight to get it far enough? She's asking the marker the question.
So the players can ask the marker for an opinion. They can be at the head and ask for an opinion. It's sort of an unusual way of doing it, isn't it? Normally you make up your own mind, but you can
if the
certainly
rule
ask.
is you can't, you just walk down to the mat and then ask the opinion, so you might as well just do it while you're there.
Well, look, as neutral observers, you hope for a close game. And that's what we've got. And Christina just taking the opportunity to go and have a chat with her dad. She did nominate her dad as her coach at the start of the match, so that is fine. The rules are that the coach can't come on the green. Joe, a very experienced player in his own right.
Yes, he is.
Big weight from Connor Biddle has hit the jack into the crowd.
Yes.
That'll be a dead end.
I think someone could have dived and caught it.
So 2018, that's gone on.
She's looking for the bowl.
As Christina is looking for the bowl, I think she's under the bowl now. Is there still a
looking for the jack then?
Is there still a consolation prize? No. So one more on the board.
I could say she's just rushing off the mat a little bit in those.
One more on the board to Lara. 21-22 is the scoreline. Five ends in a row to Lara Butler. Two ways you can look at that. Is it going to be 6 or 7 ends in a row, or does it make Christina due to win a couple of ends?
Maybe.
Lara with a very nice opener here. She can get right down to the jack, just outside it. Sits in behind. So Christina with her first attempt. A little bit of movement. Just needs to stand still at behind the rink there. No, he's decided to. He just needs to stand still. Yep. There's people moving behind the rink in the line. That's all. It's not so much an issue, people moving behind the rink, when there's lots of them, but when one person does it, that's when they stand out. And that's the issue for the players. If ever you are behind the rink, and it's when everyone's standing still and then there's one little bit of movement, it just catches your eye. Lara looking to add another one, but just goes a little bit too far. So, Christina make the slight adjustment. She's not far away.
She's got to get down a little bit quicker than what she is.
Well, it has.
Fishtail right.
It has. That will be the shot.
No decision made there.
I'm sure the orange bowl's shot. Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind. So, can Lara come up with something in reply? She's not far away either.
So she's got a more to the jack here.
Have a look at this.
More to the jack. Wow.
Oh, she's gone through the gap. Wow. Laurel not making a call, which is interesting. Geez, from my angle, Pete, that
Not
just,
putting doubt in your mind, is it?
wow. Christina's close again here. What's she doing with her own bowl here?
Lay it down.
Well, who knows? Who knows? So Laurel will get in there and have a look for us. No good asking the players. Laurel, get in there and have a look.
She's non-committal. No, she's giving Christina 1.
Well, Chrissy thinks she's got 2. Chrissy signalled that she thinks she's got 2. So.
And Lara is a very good judge. She'll know what she is as well.
Well, if it's 2 at the moment, then Christina
could be drawing for
could
game.
Be drawing for game. So what can Lara come up with?
Well, she needs a half-inch wider or
Wow.
narrower.
So unlucky with her previous bowl.
Anything but the same line.
Well, she's in the area again.
Looks a little tighter.
Just going to drop away.
It does too, so is this the opportunity?
Well, the signal from Laurel was 1. There was no mention of a measure.
No mention of a measure, but
I'm sure I saw Christina signal 2.
some greats in the crowd there, sitting on the back there. Lee Paletti.
Yes.
Sean Smith, who lost the semi this morning.
Well, is this for the title?
It's a neutral supporter. We'd like to see another couple of ends, I think.
Well, is this going to get back? It's threatening 2.
It's not quite, is it? Or is it?
What does it do if it falls over?
Oh, didn't need to bank up on that, I don't
Well,
think.
there's no way that counts. So it's not game over, that is for sure.
We're thinking 2, are we?
Well,
You put your house on it, I think.
on shot I did.
Yeah. On 2.
So that bowl's shot. Yeah, no doubt.
The other one looks closer.
Can't
That
comment
one looks
on that
closer.
One. 2 it is. So, 2. 24-21 is the scoreline.
In the men's semi-final, Russell Bates got a 2 to make to 22. Connor Biddle 18. So Russell's on the verge. Can Connor continue his pretty good comeback? Very good comeback, in fact. But Russell has won the last 3 ends after being 18 all.
So the scoreline is definitely 24-21.
Yep.
When Lara was on 12, she scored a 1 and then another 1. She scored a 1 on end 20 to go to 13 and scored another 1 to go to 14 on end 23. Just clearing that up for you. Liz or Don Ferguson. Score's definitely correct.
Line's good. Has she got the weight?
1 shot required for Christina.
It's a decent start.
That's certainly a good start. But you only need 1. That's a handy start,
It's a
isn't
decent
it?
start. That's something to beat anyway.
You love a front toucher when you only need
Yes.
1. You just jump on the front toucher and you thank you.
But
good luck.
something to beat.
Lara just travelling a little. Sorry, Pete, I was looking at comments. Did you give an update of Russell and
Yes,
Connor?
22-18, yes. Yeah, Russell's won the last 3 ends over there after being 18 all. Christina looking for just over a foot here, or 2 feet with a tap.
What about 2 feet with a sneak?
Yeah, no, that doesn't. It's not as good as the other 2 options I gave.
How's Lara's weight with this one? Still needs it to pull up a little. Just going too far. So, Christina Christic on the verge of glory for the 6th time in 10 years. Not sure whether she was covering the back.
No,
but
not.
It'll do the job.
She'll be happy with it.
Well, she takes away Lara's shot to win the match herself by trailing the jack, by getting to there.
Yeah, you can't forget about that. Chasing the 1, you drop a 4.
Yeah. Can Lara make the adjustment required?
She needs to hold and push. Just underneath.
1 bowl left each to play. Christina currently holds the title in her grasp. At this point, Lara is going to have to come up with a draw shot within half a metre of the jack to save the match.
Well, that's probably irrelevant.
Probably.
May give Lara just a bit of a sighter, maybe, but
It may eliminate the option of Lara just to go the... If it has
Shot
snuck
bowl.
in for second, then it stops going for the shot bowl. Yeah. In fact, it is 2. So, yeah, that's the one thing it has done. Well, here we go. Lara Butler to draw the shot to keep the game alive. Or is it 6 state singles titles for Christina Christic? It's on its way.
okay, well,
It looks quick.
it does look quick, doesn't it?
It is going to carry around the outside. And Christina Christic has done it. What a match. What a comeback from Lara Butler. Lara Butler can take a bow because that is an amazing comeback. But Christina Christic overcome with emotion. What a performance. That is 6 state singles titles to Christina Christic in the space of 10 years. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. She now ties E.J. Ford in the history of bowls in Western Australia, having won 6 state singles titles.
I think EJ's in trouble as well in the future years, but
It feels
let's
like
just
it.
enjoy this moment and say emotion. You know, you don't do history very often, and she's getting to do it year after year at the moment.
It's just incredible. 2016, her first state singles win, and in 2025 she makes it 6.
Yep. And certainly Lara, as you said, take a bow. She gave us the game that we were hoping for, and could quite easily have won it in the last few ends.
And to do it against one of her great friends, Lara will appreciate that moment as much as Chrissy does.
She will.
Lara would have wanted to win, but what a performance! And so just held her nerve late. Lara challenged, and the experience and the know-how. Christina gets the job done and creates more and more history.
Well,
Just continues to do it. Let's have a look at our other matchup. It is 2019, 22, is it?
22-19.
22-19, yes.
Russell is holding 2. We'll just hold
we
for
might
3 bowls.
Yeah, we might just stay on here just
For
for
3
a little
bowls,
while.
just to see what happens with this
We
end.
might be able to get a little. I don't know whether we can get a little side-on view of that, Dean, and just have a look at what's happening there.
So basically, certainly got 2 very good shots.
Now we need to bear in mind this game has been played on rink 5. We were streaming on rink 1, so that's how far away they are. But we'll see if we can get some sort of angle on it for you. We're not set up to be streaming from rink 5. There you go.
Yep.
There's the 2 bowls we're talking about.
Connor does only have 1 bowl left because he had a drive in his
And
last.
Russell's 3rd shot is coming into picture right now. What a shot. So Ben Leggett is already booked into the state singles final. He beat Tyrone Alberti 25-21. Connor is lining up this drive and must make some form of contact here.
Not happy.
And he's missed.
So there's our winner.
Russell Bates books his place into the men's state single matchup. It'll be Russell Bates to take on Ben Leggett. But right now, we are celebrating a remarkable performance from Christina Christic. 29 ends it took to find a winner. She won the title 25-21 to make it 6 state singles titles in the space of just 10 years. Incredible performance from Christina. Hats off to Lara Butler for her effort. And Pete, we're not far off what's going to be a thrilling men's state singles
see you
final.
back about 20-25 minutes, around the 3 o'clock mark.
So the
somewhere.
best suggestion there is to like the Bowls WA Facebook page. Make sure your notifications are on, and when we go live, which will be at around about 3 o'clock, we will be treated to, I'm sure, another fantastic spectacle. Dynamic Sublimation Bowls WA State Singles men's final coming your way in about 20 minutes from Wanneroo.
If you take